Ezekiel 37. The hand of Jehovah came upon me, and he brought me out in the spirit of Jehovah, and set me down in the midst of the valley, and it was full of bones. And he caused me to pass all around among them, and there were very many on the surface of the valley, and they were also very dry. And he said to me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Jehovah, you know. Then he said to me, Prophesy over these bones, and say to them, O dry bones, hear the word of Jehovah. Thus says the Lord Jehovah to these bones, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will put sinews on you, and bring flesh back on you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live. And you will know that I am Jehovah. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and suddenly a rattling, and the bones came together, bone to its bone. And I looked, and there were sinews on them, and flesh came back, and skin covered them over. But there was no breath in them. Then he said to me, Prophesy to the wind, prophesy, Son of man, and say to the wind, Thus says the Lord Jehovah, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe on these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. Then he said to me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Now they say, Our bones are dried up, and our hope is lost. We are cut off completely. Therefore prophesy and say to them, Thus says the Lord Jehovah, Now I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves, O my people, and I will bring you into the land of Israel. And you will know that I am Jehovah when I open your graves and bring you up out of your graves, O my people. And I will put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and I will place you in your own land. Then you will know that I, Jehovah, have spoken, and that I have performed it, declares Jehovah. The word of Jehovah came again to me, saying, And you, son of man, take one piece of wood, and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel associated with him. Then take another piece of wood, and write upon it, for Joseph, the piece of wood of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel associated with him, and bring them together, one side to the other, into one piece of wood, that they may become united in your hand. And when the children of your people speak to you, saying, Will you not tell us what you mean by these? Say to them, Thus says the Lord Jehovah, I am about to take the piece of wood of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel associated with him, and I will put them upon it, that is, the piece of wood of Judah, and make them one piece of wood, and they will be one in my hand. And the pieces of wood on which you write shall be in your hand before your eyes. And you shall say to them, Thus says the Lord Jehovah, I am about to take the children of Israel from among the nations where they have gone, and I will gather them from all around and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king will be king to all of them. And they will no longer be two nations, nor will will they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. They will not defile themselves any longer with their idols, or their detestable things, or any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places in which they have sinned, and I will cleanse them. Therefore, they will be my people, and I will be their God. And my servant David will be king over them, and they all will have one shepherd. They will also walk in my ordinances, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they will dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob my servant, in which my fathers dwelt, and they will dwell in it, they, their children, and their children's children, forever. And David my servant will be their prince forever. And I will also make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them. And I will set them there and multiply them. And I will set my sanctuary in their midst forever. And my tabernacle will be with them. And I will be their God, and they will be my people. Then the nations will know that I am Jehovah, who sanctifies Israel, when my sanctuary will be in their midst forever.